Hello, everybody, and welcome to the LongBox Paradox, episode 106. I am Dan, your host, as always, with Jennifer. Comics will break your heart on YouTube. Comic books will break your heart on Instagram. And it's been a wacky week already.
Wacky week. I mean, is every week not a wacky week? Did I miss a week?
It just feels like some news dropped this week that, weirdly, one of the news things that dropped this week, I was like, oh, okay, that checks out. I'm not surprised, and maybe I've just grown up where it just doesn't move my needle at all, or maybe it's just normalized. But the Elliot Page news, I was just like, okay, that checks out.
Yeah, and it's kind of like a double-sided coin because Elliot, it's so cool that they are able to do that, but it's been so shitty to see the backlash of it. I think that that's unfortunate, but I think that Elliot Page is, not that I know them personally, but just from seeing that their work, it's, I'm glad to see someone be able to come out and be happy with who they are. That was the biggest part of the statement that I took away from Elliot, was that they actually feel like they can be who they are, and kind of be okay with it. So that's beautiful, but it just saddens me to see that there's still people who don't believe in their existence.
Hello, Kate. How are you?
Hi, Kate. So good to see you. Happy belated birthday. Belated birthday. I mean, I said happy birthday to you on Saturday, but yay.
It was nice also. Netflix was very quick to change the
pronouns,
credits. The credits. They changed the name and everything. So they did that. It was like they had notice already.
Oh yeah, 100%. They were just on the ball with it, which is very, very cool.
So that was cool to see. Again, maybe as me growing up, I was just I saw the news. I'm like, okay, whatever, just moving on. It just didn't move my needle at all. I was like, okay, that checks out. That's fine. Where I, maybe 10 years ago, I might have been like, wow, this is odd. Now I'm just like, okay.
Yeah. Character development.
Something like that. I rolled higher on my intelligence. Yeah. Also, cool news coming out of Hulu not Hulu, Disney Plus on the Hawkeye show.
Yes, I've seen a couple of photos.
Yes, Haley Steinfeld as Kate Bishop. I was like, first I was like, oh wait, no, that checks out. That's fine. Yeah, I'm good with that. Echo being cast in it was fascinating, and they actually got an Indigenous actress who also is hearing impaired. So that is on the ball casting. There's no faking it. You legit. Yeah. And Pizza Dog. We saw Pizza Dog.
And Pizza Dog. Oh my, that was probably my favorite part. I'm not gonna lie, Pizza Dog. And
they're also doing the whole Clint's hearing impaired.
I think that's important to see too.
Very cool to see what they're doing with that and keeping true to Fraction's work. I mean, except we're just not going to see that cool David Aja art.
Yeah.
But still,
we still may see something inspired by it in either in the intro or outro. We still may see nods to it.
So very cool to see. And I did a quick Instagram live last night. And go do your homework, and thank you. Appreciate you stopping in.
I can't wait to see your bagel of the week, Kate. I'm like, it's Saturday. I've got to have a bagel.
Do you do cream cheese or do you butter?
I do cream cheese.
I'm a cream cheese person myself.
Yeah.
So yesterday, the big news dropped that Warner Brothers is releasing their whole slate on the theaters and HboMax. John really wanted your input last night on the live. He's like, where's Jen for this?
It's so funny because I got the message from so many different people, and I was at work, so I can't look into it or do any investigating. This is my best mime of someone who investigates. That checks out. Okay. So I got the message from several different people, and I was pretty excited. Mars messaged me and said that she wants to watch it with, she was like, I want this Dune experience to be hanging out with you. So it's so sad that I'm probably not going to be in theater for it, just because I'm immune compromised. I'm not going to be hanging out at theaters.
So to be honest, my sound system at my house is like I have a 7.1 surround. So if they're streaming it at that, like my neighbors are gonna fucking hate me. And if Sid's still living here, oh, you bet, like, it's gonna be like,
forget your neighbors. Forget your neighbors.
Oh, when Shy Halou, I'm gonna have the speakers bumping.
Yeah.
I mean, I won't be able to hear the movie over Sid going, "Oh my god, my Duke, my Duke!"
When that beard shows up,
she's gonna be as bad as Jon Snow with McQueen. It's McQueen. But like on top of that, though, like the other movies that are getting released, like I'm not gonna lie, like I had no idea that this is the dumbest movie of all to be excited. Mortal Kombat was coming out.
Yeah,
like I didn't know that was a thing.
I love the Matrix series, so I'm really excited to see the 4th in that series.
I hated part 3 though. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I think that we're gonna get some really. I think that the 4th one is probably gonna blow us all away.
Godzilla versus Kong.
That one, I could go either way with.
That's the only one I'm like. That's one I'd love to see in the theater.
Yeah, for sure. But that's not gonna happen.
The Conjuring, new Conjuring, which makes complete sense that would like go to that because I think that would not do well enough in theaters. So like HBO now, Suicide Squad now on August 6th. Can watch it at home.
Yeah.
And of course Dune October 1st. And I had the thoughts though. I was like, okay, so one, I'm asking for that first day off. We'll be doing a reaction stream afterward because I don't think they need a live commentary for us watching the movie going, oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that anyone needs to live watch it with me other than maybe like close personal friends. When Mars was like, I want to watch this with you, I'm like 100% get ready for me to cry. Like I'm already crying thinking about this. So
it'll just be me, you, and Sid and Mars. It would just be like, wow. Did you see that worm? The tooth.
No, I'm gonna be freaking out the whole time. Yeah, talking about the tooth, being like, "Where's the filing cabinets?"
And the movie, I think that's going to really hurt the theaters. Would have done like amazing business. Space Jam: A New Legacy. I really think that's one of those. It's a kids movie though, basically with basketball players. So like, I think that would have like done a lot of. Of course, AMC like went ballistic. But I mean, after what happened with Tenet, they lost $500 million.
Did they really though?
That movie had to make just under $1 billion to get break even.
To be honest,
you shouldn't spend the entire like the same budget as the movie on marketing. Like that's fucking insane.
To be honest, even with the marketing that it did, even talking about how it was going to be the only movie released and whatever, that movie was still so far low on my radar. And did you watch it? Was it good?
I didn't get to watch it. I ordered the Blu-ray. It comes out next week.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought that people just didn't like it and didn't think that it was a good movie. So
just nobody went to see it because like it came out at the height of the fucking pandemic. Although, like, you could argue that we're still in it.
I was going to say, 1, we're still in the pandemic. 2, people are going out and catching coronavirus for fucking Applebee's. Okay? Like, there's people in these small towns who go to their little podunk restaurants, risking it all for coronavirus on, like, Applebee's or Chili's or something like that. Like, at least go to Waffle House and catch coronavirus.
Really, that Waffle House is that's your high point.
Yeah, I'll die on the Waffle House Hill.
The Waffle Hill.
The Waffle Hill. I will die on Waffle Mountain in Waffle Castle. Okay, Waffle House. I miss Waffle House a lot. We've got a really good like pancake. I mean, we've got so many good breakfast places here, but there's one particular place that's kind of like Waffle House. Man.
I also want to thank some commenters that we had on our videos. Film Noir Girl from Twitter. She's Film Girl on 565 or something like that on there.
Yeah.
She left a lot of nice comments on our
Hey,
Thanksgiving show. And you can also find her if someone's talking about Philadelphia online. She is probably involved in it.
Oh, for sure.
And
is that how she found the show?
When Rodney retweeted that we were having him on, she kind of found us that way, and she likes our mixture. And then Read Across the Stars, who we made kind of technically buy all of Ten of Swords from our recaps. She also wants to buddy read the Dune graphic novel with you.
Oh, 100%. Let's do it. Let's do it. I haven't. It's so funny because I got this last week. This week, whenever I got it, time's an illusion. It's all made up. The points don't matter. But anyways, I got this and I haven't even read it. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm reading everything else and trying to do a million things, but I can't wait to read this.
Dune Over is on hiatus till January, basically. Okay. We might do a one-off show, possibly, for Jodorowsky's Dune, because people need to watch that documentary, and there's a lot to unpack there. But we'll be starting Messiah in January.
Mm-hmm.
It's a short boy, so that one will go quick.
Yeah.
I feel we owe it to read God Emperor, though.
And Children of Dune.
Oh, Children of Dune. Yeah. Like, if that, because I figure, like, Sydney is going to want a year break after God Emperor.
Yeah, for sure. I really think that because I think that we could finish Dune Messiah in a month, Children of 100%. Dune in a month, maybe a month and a week, maybe give us 5 weeks for that one. And so I definitely think that we'll have God Emperor. We could literally do it 1 chapter a week of God Emperor, and it would probably bring us to whatchamacallit, to the Dune movie.
It would be pretty close, depending on how many chapters are in it.
Yeah.
So what most of you came here for, well, some people just like hearing the banter.
Yeah.
So Ten of Swords is technically over, but I want to kind of start with the epilogue issues that just came out, or the Fallout issues, which was Hellions and X Factor.
Mm-hmm.
Hellions was kind of weird.
I still have no clue what's going on with Hellions.
I don't understand the series. Like, they got all resurrected. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
Some came back different because of where they were killed, and they'd go further into it in X Factor, where the people who died in Aperth or Apeth came back, like, edgier.
Yeah, here it is.
And that was Nanny, Orphan Maker, and Wild Child. And X Factor was kind of interesting. Like, again, I don't know what's going on. Like, it starts with a girl blowing her head off. Like, that also was kind of weird in Mojo World. Wind Dancer, who they resurrected later, she killed herself with the gun on.
And that was in X Factor? I didn't read X Factor, so spoiler alert.
Well, it was kind of dumb, but they got the resurrection protocols back into effect.
Okay. I mean, I'm glad she died for a reason and then came back for a reason, I guess.
Like, again, like, these felt like throwaway issues. Like, oh, we got to tie up this loose end here. We got to tie up. Again, Hellions, though, like, I don't get it. I hated that series when it came out. Outside of the one issue where, like, Mr. Sinister was funny, I still hate it.
Yeah.
So with that resounding vote of confidence, I give these a 4.
Yeah. I got Hellions and I started reading it and didn't even really, it didn't resonate with me. It wasn't fun. Not that it needed to be fun, but it wasn't even like I said, it wasn't on my radar.
Yeah. So we will go ahead with our weekly picks, and you may go ahead.
Man, this week was like a weird week for me. Like, it was there was like two or three really good things that I enjoyed, and like most of the other stuff I was like either meh or just didn't like. But let me go ahead and see here. I did read this one, Knock 'em Dead. I don't know if you got this one, but
No, because there was that one Dying is Easy that I couldn't stand, and like I got the same thing from the cover. I was like, oh, this is gonna tie into stand-up comedy. I don't want to do this again.
it totally does. I did really enjoy this, but I feel like I've been enjoying Aftershock Comics a lot more than I did a while ago, especially Lonely Receiver that's done right now, or that's going on right now. I thought this was fun. It's kind of wacky, weird, and zany. I would say this is going to be a good trade for maybe like people who like the Joker. And I don't mean that in a condescending way. Anyways, I actually enjoyed it. It is kind of stand-up comedian-ish, but it's kind of depressing, but also funny and wacky and weird at the same time. It was still really good. I enjoyed it. I'm probably going to go ahead and keep picking this up. Sorry, I was trying to figure out, I'm like, should I like put my pick behind me or something with the weird lights? So I'm just sitting here having a conversation with myself. So that's probably why people keep coming back to us, is because of weird shit like that. So anyways, I liked Knock 'em Dead, but I can see how not everyone's gonna like it. It's a weird indie title, so
Dying is Easy kind of ruined it for me, because like that book came out, I hated it. It was not good. Like it was part of that, like, forget who wrote it. I just remember like I started reading going, this is fucking horrid. Like I can't do this. It was one of those ones like I put down going, maybe I'm in a bad mood.
And you're like,
again, I was like, nope.
No, not me. It's not me in a bad mood.
So for me, Daredevil number 25 was pretty big. Otherwise, on the spec market especially, it was really big because it's an under-ordered book, and they stealthily introduced a new Daredevil.
It's so funny. I think that I was so I ended up going on like a little adventure on Wednesday, and I went to a couple different comic book stores. The second one that I went to, like every single person who would come in, because I was just going through back issues, and every single person who came in, the clerk behind the counter was like, hey, just a heads up, one Daredevil per person. And I'm like, oh, so that's the hot book this week.
One of the variants was up to $90 by Wednesday morning. The regular cover was selling for $25 to $30.
I'm sure in like a week you'll be able to find it for $10. Hold your horses.
There's a solicitation for issue 27. It shows Elektra on the cover in her old outfit. So Elektra had become Daredevil at the end of this.
Spoiler alert.
Cool costume. Everybody knows.
I didn't know.
You didn't?
Just kidding. I knew.
Yeah, I was like,
I'm fucking with you. I knew.
I hear somebody what it says. So like I got tipped off early about it. I was like, hey, Rod and John, just to let you know that you might have problems picking up this book. And then Rod's like, holy coconuts, I got to get on this. So he managed to get it. He sent me a picture going, I got it.
That's so sweet.
Because they buy it to read. So like I didn't want them to get fucked out of it. Yeah. Of course, they bought multiple copies. So
yeah.
Listen, you gotta replenish your funds somehow. Especially for John with buying all his X-Men keys.
Oh my God, right. Well, now he's monetized his channel, so that's pretty cool. So you can do like a little super chat or something like that. So
what is this monetization I hear about?
Yeah, right. First you gotta make money.
We have the minutes watched. We have that. We have that in spades.
But just not so we need to do a giveaway at 1,000 followers.
I mean, we got to get 500 first.
Yeah.
We're at 304 right now.
Yeah. Whew.
So in this Daredevil, it ties up what's been going on pretty much for the past year and a half. And Matt goes to jail. We've done this story before, unfortunately. They're letting him keep his mask on in jail, which is nice.
Okay. Very nice. I mean, he should be wearing masks, so I get it.
Well, he's not covering his mask, like covering his face. Yeah. I know you're trying to be funny.
Trying so hard. Doing is another story.
Dying is easy. So I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10. Like I really enjoyed it. Weirdly, like you don't get many issues where like Elektra actually feels like a character instead of a set piece.
Ooh. Could you say that of almost every single female character in almost every single book ever?
I
My
would
answer
say
is yes.
a large chunk, but I feel like Storm during the 80s when she lost her powers, like she kind of got unsexualized a little bit.
Oh man, so we have one other other for after 4 decades. We finally got another one.
Well, Kate Kane.
Yeah, but these I could go on and on about that
I
bullshit.
know. I know where you're going. The male gaze, basically. Yeah, we could go on for hours about.
Yeah.
That's really enjoyed it. If you could pick it up. The second print, which now is selling for an ungodly amount for the 1 in 25. There's a 1 in 25 for the fucking second print. Like what the fuck? But it has the character design sketches for Elektra as Daredevil.
Oh.
So yeah, it's kind of like $75 for a second print. A ratio one, no less. I'm just like, you know what? Like I pass.
Yeah.
Your next one.
I did it, so you don't have to. Here's the thing.
We're already set up with this.
This was not good. Like not even in like I had high expectations for it. So here's the thing is that like I'm not really reading like Batman other than like I don't know a couple other things. So and like I've read Catwoman. I haven't read the whole Tom King Batman run whatever. What this does is it goes into several different timelines and shit. What's her name? Andrea something or other, and she's I can't
Andrea
remember.
Beaumont, the Phantasm.
The Phantasm, thank you. So she's in it, and his first love, blah blah blah, whatever. It jumps between these three timelines, and it doesn't do it well. The artwork's beautiful. I did enjoy Clayman's art, but other than that,
Clayman's great.
This wasn't a fun read for me. I feel bad that maybe not bad, but he's doing this Tom King run, and I didn't enjoy it. The timelines go back and forth. They're surprisingly, no pearls. So there's a plus. However, that's a pretty low bar to be like, okay, that's the one thing is that it didn't have the origin story again, but we see a couple different timelines and we see, whatever. I'm not going to go into it. I didn't enjoy it. I don't feel like it was written very well as far as how the timelines were going. I don't know, maybe 3 out of 10, maybe. I don't know.
Weirdly, we had that talk when I was on with the Comic Queen. We were like, really hate that Clayman saddled with Tom King.
Yeah.
Because his art's really good. It's just, I was good. I didn't hate read this. Like, I stayed away from it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was waiting for, like, other people to talk. And it's one of those things, like, if you like Tom King, you're just going to go with, like, Cinia was, like, flipping out over this book. And, I just have nah.
It was okay. I don't know, 3, 4 out of 10.
So, yeah, I know, like, in my asshole, like, mind, I would have bumped it up just because of Clayman.
That is the bump up.
Oh, ooh. Wow. Kitty's got claws. I'm glad it's not me this once. Like, just.
But this week was a weird week for me anyway, so. What's your next pick?
So one I picked up just kind of on a whim. This Justice League Endless Winter.
That was on my list, but my shop does not carry like DC really. So
the only thing I could like say, it was okay. Like, I'm not sure what it's building up to, and I'm like, is this something that has to do with future state? Like, I don't know if this is gonna be like convergence shit. Like, it was okay. Like, that was my whole gist of it. Like, they accidentally awake. Well, I wouldn't even say accidentally, but this creature is underneath the ice caps, and it comes out, and it's just like, what was that thing from that old claymation thing? Freeze Meister or whatever from the Frosted Snowman. So it's kind of like that, except it wants to create like an endless winter on Earth.
okay.
And apparently, like centuries ago, Black Adam and these other heroes were put him into the ground. And it's Hippolyta.
Hippolyta.
I don't know how it's pronounced, but I guess it doesn't matter. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
An earlier version of the Swamp Thing and something called the Viking Prince had teamed up to put this guy down, and they introduced him at the very end, and that's it. It's a very basic story. Like, I feel like I've been here before.
Mm-hmm. Everything you just described sounds like something that I've seen, heard, read before. So
5 out of 10. It's just cruising. Your next pick.
You know, this one's going to be tough because there were two really, really good ones.
Well, look how fast we're cruising through this, so I imagine we're going to have time to do extra books.
Okay, so one that I really, 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 really enjoyed, MODOK. I thought this was adorable. I also got this cover too. This one was actually really fun. MODOK is a crazy bastard, and we get to see him kind of go full crazy bastard, and he is pulling a vision almost. So he's like daydreaming, having hallucinations of this family and that he has, and it was actually really cute. I really enjoyed it. I think I have a thing for MODOK. Is this a weird sexual awakening for MODOK? How would that even work?
I mean, you can sit in his chair with him.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know.
So
anyways,
I didn't pick it up.
I really enjoyed it. I'm a really big fan of Patton Oswalt, and Patton Oswalt is actually a huge, huge comic book fan. So I just thought this would be a really fun book, and it was. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to go ahead and give it like an 8.5 out of 10.
Ooh.
Yep.
So, of course, I had to check into the hype, and that would be King in Black #1.
Of course.
It moved pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like even if you hadn't really followed the Venom stuff that much, you could kind of like keep up with what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Very bleak. Got to see someone get ripped in half. I liked it. I didn't love it. Like, it might be big event burnout at this point, but I was just like, okay, like, this is 2 years that like we've had this. He's coming, and like got very tantric. So finally he came, and I'm just like, all right.
Fucking edgelord Null.
Like 3 years now.
You know, I don't know if you also picked up the little like.
I did. I didn't read it, but I
the sayings of Muad'Dib Null here. So anyways, this was a pretty interesting backstory. I feel like I was able to actually really enjoy King in Black because I picked this up. There was one story, let me think of the Web of Venom Carnage #1 with what's his Bamuth or something, his artwork. I need more of that. I enjoyed that so much. I enjoyed the artwork. So that was really good. And I feel like that made me enjoy this and kind of get the backstory. And you get 4 different issues in this, and it was $8. So I feel like that was a really, really good deal if you were able to get this.
like, I mean, I'm like 7 out of 10 on it. Like, I just, it might because I was reading all night and into this afternoon too, so I could be able to do the show today and actually have shit to talk about.
Yeah.
I liked it. Again, like, I think it might be just event burnout where I'm just like, okay, and this is going to tie into every fucking issue. And I'm just like, oh.
I do, like, I get the whole burnout on these events, especially after 10 of Swords. That was, what, 3 months of, like, 3 issues a week for the most part.
And then Death Metal.
I haven't been following that, so that's, I mean, like, I've been reading it, but it's not like it's on the top of my list. It's like, okay, I've got 15 minutes, I'll read it.
You were right though. Issue 5 was fun.
Issue 5 of, wasn't it? Like, I actually feel like it went somewhere there. To me, there was a purpose. It was getting where it was going. So I've got more to talk about.
Okay.
If you do, I don't know if you do.
I do.
Okay.
Was that 3 books already?
That was 3 books because I did
shit.
MODOK. Oh, Batman, Catwoman, and Knock 'em Dead. Those were my 3.
Okay, keep going.
Okay. So, Black Widow number 4 finally fucking went somewhere.
I had the same thing. I was like, I actually finally fucking enjoyed this one.
Like, why did it take till issue 4 for me to actually give a shit about Black Widow? Like, I hated her the first 3 issues.
They fridged people.
And so I didn't. I enjoyed Black Widow a lot this week, finally. So this should have been the first fucking issue, in my opinion.
At least the second.
I think if they had just started there.
And this is my problem with Kelly Thompson's writing. Like, it just never goes anywhere. Like,
I enjoy some of her writing, but the beginning of this one is, like I said, if this was the 4th issue, or if this 4th issue was the first one, done. So solid, maybe. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10, which is kind of low for me, but.
I mean, like, it didn't start picking up till the end of last issue where they're like, oh, like, we've had this thing in her. And then they're all like, you motherfucker, why did you do that? You just fucking unleashed her on us.
Yeah.
One I'm shocked I liked. Like, I've been kind of with it. The newest issue of Thor was fucking great.
Yeah, man, I haven't been following Thor, but.
So Donny Cates like twisted the whole Dr. Donald Blake thing, where basically he was never a human to start with. He was a creation of Odin to teach Thor a lesson and bond him to this person. He had all these fake memories, and he finally realized, like, he's not a real person. So, like, he came out of, like, when him and Thor switched places, he'd go to this other dimension and be locked. So he's been locked there for the last 10 years because they haven't switched places. So he got out, and now he's, like, raging through Asgard. He's taking their powers, and he's got, like, a enchanted scalpel. Like, it's nuts. Like, he stole Sif's sword. He has the unworthy Thor's axe he's carrying with him. He took Odin's enchantment of Beta Ray Bill away. Like, it's real nuts, and it ends with him going in and as Donald Blake, he cut all his hair off finally because he's been living like a hobo in that other dimension. And he finds Jane Foster. She's like, Donald, I haven't seen you in forever. And he's just like, eyes are like crazed. Like, he went nuts in that other dimension after all these years.
Well, why wouldn't he?
Yes. So, like, I was like, okay, this is like pretty damn good. This is like compelling. I'm in for it. Like, nice of you, Donny Cates, to like finally get me interested in this book again after the whole Black Winter thing. I'm gonna give it a 8 out of 10.
Maybe I don't know if I'll finally pick it up, but who knows?
I think it'll be good in trade. Yeah. Your go.
Man, I have one that like, okay. I actually picked up Overwatch. I have no clue what any of Overwatch is. I know that it's a video. I know it's one of them video games the kids play. That's about all I know about it because all I'm playing is fucking Skyrim for the last however many years. So I have no clue what the plot of Overwatch is. But I thought this was really, really cute. It's by Mariko Tamaki and Babs Tarr. So I'm like, that's pretty cool team. There were a lot of really cute references. I think this is maybe my new Transformers My Little Pony. So anyone else who watches the show knows that I loved Transformers My Little Pony, and this one was really, really good. Very cute, very wholesome.
I read also that new book by Marvel, The Union.
Yeah, because this one was a King in Black tie-in.
Yeah. I'm not sure how I feel about it. It was kind of like bland.
I think if I had maybe read this before King in Black, it would have been okay. But I read this afterwards and I was like, wait, the Union. I know this just happened with like Ten of Swords and stuff, but like, I don't know.
Yeah, well, the characters were kind of bland. Like, I didn't think they really had a lot of like character to them.
No.
Like a 4 or 5 out of 10. Like, I really just.
Wow. I still gave it like, I would give it at least a 7.
It was so bland. Like, I just. Nah. Like. Also, I realized there's a ton of stuff that I have here that I keep pushing to the back and pushing to the back. Like the new Werewolf by Night, I just keep pushing to the back. Undiscovered Country keeps getting pushed back further and further on here where I'm like, I'll get to it. I think that's a sign that maybe I just shouldn't.
Yeah.
You're next.
My next. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. Spy Island finally finished. We're not going to die within a bang, but a whimper instead. I loved this first issue so much. So much. Sorry, my cat's like being a fucking weirdo over there. So anyways, Spy Island, I loved the first issue, but the second issue was the third issue was this one was a little bit better than all right, but
Damage
it was all right. Yeah, the first issue was really good, but then I feel like towards the second, third, and fourth issue, especially the second, it was more of the like weird fake advertisement shit than it was an actual book.
Well, that's what Man Killers turned into near the end, where it was just like I couldn't tell if I was still reading the book or if what the fuck it was.
Yeah.
I caught up on some stuff that I had been behind on too. I finally read that Marvel Snapshots Avengers that had that Iron Man Alex Ross on the cover that we kept seeing for months and months.
Yeah.
It was actually like a nice story. I kind of enjoyed it. And then I read the Civil War one that came out this week just because Maria Hill was on the cover.
Yeah. I didn't read that one. So
didn't like that one as much. The fuck? Oh, stupid Lenovo thing. Anything else you got?
Yeah. I have like 3-4 more things.
Okay, I got like 1 or 2 more.
Okay. Inkblot number 4.
Behind on that.
When I read the first issue, I'm like, okay, I like it. What's going on? And then I read the second issue and I'm like, wait, what's going on? I'm kind of lost, but I'm into it. Then the third issue, I'm like, okay, I get what they're doing. They're like time jumping and like it was really enjoyable. And then this fourth issue doing the same thing. And Inkblot is just adorable. I think if you are a cat owner, you will get this. You will like 100%. You can't see right now, but I've got a little Inkblot sitting next to me. His name is Malcolm. He's my baby. But this one, it's been really cute. I think It doesn't say that this was a limited issue, but I could see, or limited series, but I could see it being one.
I feel like it should be.
Mm-hmm. So I actually really enjoyed issue number 4.
I caught up on Devil's Red Bride. I'd missed issue 2, so I finally read that.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoying the hell out of it. Like,
Yeah,
really enjoying it. It's just like evil Mulan.
yeah, like Mulan, if it was done by, and I hate myself for not remembering his name, but is it Chan Wook Park who did Old Boy? Old Boy is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, I think it was Chanwoo Park.
Maybe. Man, I feel bad because I can't remember off the top of my head because seriously, one of my absolute favorite movies. Oh boy.
Park
Chan-wook. Okay,
Yeah.
so I was really damn close. So Park Chan-wook did Old Boy, one of my absolute favorite movies, and I feel like it would be Mulan if it was directed by that dude.
Your next one.
You know what? Those were I read Strange Adventures. I still don't know what's going on.
I was kind of like confused by what the fuck was going on in this issue.
I don't.
And I had kept up. Like,
yeah, I completely gave up. So, and Vampire the Masquerade came out. I haven't read this one, but okay. So I know I said that I really enjoyed MODOK, and that was one of my favorites. But this is my last one, I promise. And that was The Dreaming Waking Hours, issue number 5. Brought me to tears. The whole plot is like
I read it, and I realized what took me out of the issue.
What's that?
As soon as Daniel fucking shows up, I fucking hate Daniel. I've always hated, ever since they introduced him, I hated him.
Yeah. I mean, I get that. I do. But man, whenever Lindy's telling the guy on stage and she's like, "No, I don't have to answer you. You are every single like mentor that I had who set me up for failure and wanted to watch me fail." That hit so hard. Like I had tears in my eyes reading that, just thinking about all the times I had felt that. So G. Willow Wilson, like fucking mood on this one. That was really good. So that was my last one.
I read Far Sector 9.
Oh, I did read that one too, sorry.
Thank you, Tony.
Hardcore.
Well, I want to start also on this because I forgot about this at the beginning. Mm-hmm. Just announced today, the CW, Naomi.
You know, I'm excited, but I'm not, because I was excited about Batwoman by CW. Disappointed. So I think that Naomi will be, I think that it'll be a good CW show, because I think Batwoman could go grittier, but Naomi's not really like a gritty story. So I think that if it can...
It could be fun, like Static Shock a little bit. If Bendis has the power to be involved, at least with the script.
I'm sure he will.
I'm happy, and more, the thing that makes me most happy, if people start picking up the issues, that they will learn the greatness of Jamal Campbell, who I don't think is known enough for how fucking great he is. So Far Sector continues to be a great book, like just awesome. And I'm really, really enjoying it. And they keep kind of pushing further into the space stuff, like a little bit. Now she's into a whole other area.
New technologies, new, I don't know, new aliens, or, cultures.
Like, I want to see her actually branch out more into the actual DC universe, which, I mean, I'm sure now with what's going on with the future state, she will be.
I hope so.
But she's so much more entertaining than what we've been getting. And I think Green Lantern's kind of run its course. at least for me currently.
Mm-hmm. Far Sector made me give a shit about Green Lantern. I'm not a big fan. I mean, I understand it's a really cool sci-fi series, but I think that if you enjoy Green Lantern, I highly recommend, one, to read Vagrant Queen, two, read Tartarus, three, watch Star Trek, specifically Star Trek Discovery, Star Trek Discovery. Read it.
Recovery when they all go to rehab.
Yeah, basically.
I just seen something about Greg Rucka has a new. Oh, yes. Greg Rucka is writing a new movie, and Gal Gadot is going to be his star.
Oh.
And it's going to be a James Bond style action franchise.
I have faith, especially after seeing the Old Guard. I feel like that'll be really, really cool.
It'll be an all-female spin on the franchises like Mission Impossible and 007.
Ooh.
And like, if you want, weirdly say this, like if you want like strong women written,
no,
Greg Rucka is one of those
no,
people.
I don't like that.
Yeah, Greg Rucka can do it well, even though like, you know, being a white male,
Mm-hmm.
he is very good at writing strong female characters.
Yeah, and that just it means that he's a good writer for that reason.
Still waiting on the Lazarus series that's been talked about for like ever.
Yeah.
So yeah, Far Sector, like I feel like it's a definite monthly pickup until it runs. Is it a limited series? I don't remember.
Far Sector is out of 12, I believe.
Okay, so we're at issue 9.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely recommend picking up. Like it continues like every month. Like I don't think I've given it lower than a 7.
No.
Your next one.
That was pretty much it.
Oh, Kaiju Score got optioned also after 1 issue.
Oh,
by
nice.
Sony.
Nice. Good. Yeah. Good premise. It was a good premise. I don't think. Anyways,
I want to see issue 2 before I like really put my like stamp of.
Mm-hmm.
So we are on Steve Orlando's PDF mailing list,
Mm-hmm.
and this past week he sent us a veritable cornucopia of books.
Yeah.
So the one that just came out from Aftershock was called Kill a Man, and when he was on our show, he kind of talked about it briefly. That him and Phillip Kennedy Johnson were putting out this book, and he called it his gay angry book, Gangry book.
Mm-hmm.
Did you read it?
I read the first issue. I didn't go further than that yet.
Okay. What were your initial thoughts?
I feel like I need to read the rest of the book. Like
Okay.
it's a lot.
Yeah, it was 136 pages, and I went through it quick.
Yeah.
So I got Rocky vibes from this by the end.
Yeah, I see that.
But the basic,
maybe not Sylvester Stallone, but
no. So the basic premises of it, this guy, Jake Belly, his dad was an MMA fighter and fought another man when he was a kid, and his dad was like shouting homophobic slurs at him in the ring, and just kept going and going and going, and the other guy kills him in the ring out of rage, whatever you want to call it. Like he killed his father. So as the kid has this hanging over him, he saw his dad die. The other guy's career is ruined from it. And Jake grows up, and as we find out, he gets outed by his upcoming opponent. He's an MMA fighter now too. His opponent found his cruiser profile,
mm-hmm.
and outs him during a press conference. And we go through everything with him being outed, and kind of like basically him getting almost like blackballed from his own sport. So like there's a complete like emotional arc, and it changes our protagonist. It also deals with his family issues. His mom can't deal with the fact that he's gay because a gay man killed her husband.
Mm-hmm.
And he ends up with a championship bout, and he has to go to the guy who killed his dad to learn how to hit with power. And the guy's been haunted by killing his father. So there's a lot of like emotional stories going on at once. And by the end, I was just like, I really dug this story. It was told well. The art, it's done very grimy.
I don't want to say like a simple grimy though, but like
I almost felt like it was like to tie into the brutality of what's going on.
yeah.
Like it had to be kind of ugly. Again, like it had Rocky vibes, and I'm a sucker for Rocky movies. So it really got me. I'm gonna go with like 8.5 out of 10. Like I think you will enjoy it by the time you finish it. And I know like you're busy. I actually had the day off when he dropped it, and I was like, okay, devour.
Yeah.
It definitely like it has a lot of, as he said, gay anger.
I think that's something that needs to be seen. It's something that we don't frequently get to see.
Yeah, it was like an anger at how like he's perceived, how his family treats him, and everything else, and kind of like lashing out in the ring and other parts. I'm trying to like not give away a lot. I might have just given away a lot, but anyway, it came out. It's in stores this week.
Mm-hmm.
It's only available as an OGN, or original graphic novel. What do you want to call it? I think it was like $15.99, something like that. You can get it from your stores this week. It's not available on Amazon or bookstores till I believe the 15th.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, so there's a 2-week window that it wasn't available. I recommend going and picking it up. If you're closed-minded to stuff, it might open your mind a little bit with how, seeing an athlete have to deal with this, which they even bring up in it, like how Greg Louganis, the swimmer, when he was outed, it ruined his career. They stripped him of his medals. Just some really horrible shit. But Steve and Phillip Kennedy Johnson came up with an interesting story that, again, you don't know that you want that story till you actually read it. And you're like, oh, like this is something I think people should read.
A lot of times too, I think these characters get written obviously not from a queer perspective. And it's funny because I see Gore talking about Rucka and just thinking about like queer characters. And I don't know, I feel like a lot of times it's done from a obviously like sexual gaze, or we see it from a different perspective of tragedy. I don't know. So I think that Steve Orlando is the perfect writer for this type of story.
Yeah, like again, like it was heartfelt. Like the book had heart, and like there's parts of it that like I got upset reading, and if that can invoke that in you, it's doing something.
Yeah.
Again, like 8 out of 5 out of 10. Go pick it up, and thank you, Steve, for sending us the preview copies. And I also got to read Commanders in Crisis issue 3 ahead of time. Yeah. We'll get to that when it comes out. I had some thoughts.
I haven't read it yet, so.
Okay. And he also sent us the full version of the poll.
I was like, I'm pretty sure that there was one other thing that he sent, but
yeah, it's the full version because he wanted. They're looking for Amazon reviews on.
Oh, okay.
So if you read it, leave an Amazon review because TKO is like looking to get any kind of press they can.
Nice.
So that is it for me on that.
Yeah.
I keep hearing about this movie that popped up on Shudder
What's that?
that just showed up this month. Hold on one sec. I gotta look it up. I know this is. Is there anything you want to say while I'm looking?
I don't know. I feel like I should have more to say, but I feel like this week was kind of like, eh,
It was not a great week for books, like in my
no.
opinion.
And then I don't think I have my list for next week. Maybe I do. But I feel like, okay, I don't have my list, but I was just kind of like preemptively looking. And next week's list is fucking huge. Like huge with trades, huge with like single issues. There's a lot coming out next week.
Anything for Jackson.
Hmm?
That the name of the movie is called Anything for Jackson.
Oh.
It's on Shudder, and this other YouTube content creators that I follow and were very nice to me when I was starting up. They said it's the best horror movie of 2020.
Okay.
And I hate when people put that because I like right away I'll walk into it going, all right, let's see
This
what
better
this
be
is about.
good.
Yeah. So Anything for Jackson, I'm probably going to try and watch that this weekend. And since we were talking about what's coming out this coming week, I guess we'll do our own version of the pull list.
Yeah. It's more casual. It's not as fancy as other channels.
I actually watched all of them. I did just to Rican, then to John's, then to Old Wolf. Had a little fun with that. Okay, so from Image Comics this week, we have. Hey, how's it going, Bearded?
Hello, Bearded.
We have Adventure Man hardcover, Volume 1,
Yeah.
which I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Certain issues were really good, and then it kind of petered off. I watched the whole Tag Team Thursday crew. Crossover number 2 comes out. I don't know how I feel about that. We have Die Volume 3, The Great Game, come out. Getting It Together, number 3 of 4.
I have a weird thing. I've got to pop off for I'm probably gonna have to pop off. I'm so
Okay.
sorry. Okay.
No problem.
Bye.
All right, bye. Alrighty, well, Homesick Pilots number 1 comes out from Image. I'm kind of on the fence about picking up. And from Dark Horse, the Alien original screenplay, I believe the hardcover comes out. True Lives of the Fabulous Killjoys, National Anthem number 3. I'm just picking up for the Clunan variant. And Marvel Comics, Amazing Spider-Man, I'll be picking up. Avengers, Conan the Barbarian, Juggernaut number 4 of 5. Marauders number 16, for no other reason than that Dodderman cover with Emma stepping on Sebastian Shaw's head. Spider-Man number 5 of 5, which I feel like it's been forever since this book came out. Strange Academy number 6, I've been liking that series. Sword number 1, the Dodson variant, of course, is the one to pick up, in my opinion. Venom number 31. I also probably will pick up the Thor Epic Collection Thor War trade from Boom Studios. King of Nowhere trade paperback will be worth picking. I think that might be a decent pickup. And Seven Secrets number 5. On the indie front, Devil's Red Bride number 3, I think, is it for me. And from DC Comics, we got, if it pulls up, okay, American Vampire 1976, the Becky Cloonan variant. Bearded, Seven Secrets is one of those books, like every other issue, I'm like, I like it, I don't like it, I like it, I don't like it. It might read better as a trade. Batman number 104, for some reason, the Barbara Gordon variant comes out that week, even though the issue came out. Batman Black and White, I'm picking up the J.H. Williams variant and the Peach Momoko variant. Dark Knight's Death Metal, the last stories of the DC universe. I don't know why I keep doing it to myself, but there is a Tula Lotte variant, or she actually does the cover. Stories by Jeff Lemire, Mariko Tamaki, Gail Simone, Christopher Sabella, Mark Wade. So for those creators alone, I'm in for it. Let's see. Detective Comics 1032. I've actually been liking that. I feel you on this one. I really do. Superman Endless Winter Special. I'll pick it up just to see if it's going anywhere. We got Sweet Tooth, the return #2. I'm not picking up because I didn't really like Sweet Tooth, but I'm sure Jennifer is. Tales from the Dark Multiverse, Flashpoint #1 one-shot, written and art by Brian Hitch. And then we have Wonder Woman 768. I'm picking up for no other reason than Joshua Middleton cardstock variant, which is just freaking beautiful. His covers have been magnificent. And I think we're pretty much done now. So I just want to thank everybody who tuned in today and joined us. As always, appreciate all of you. You can find Jennifer at Comics Will Break Your Heart on YouTube. I have the link in the description. And Comic Books Will Break Your Heart on Instagram. You can also find her with Hero and the Kid tonight with Bearded Comic Bro at 9 o'clock Eastern, I think. So go check them out. I think it's Fire Guy Ryan also, and there's somebody else. I'm bad with the remembering stuff because I am asleep half the time. So go check them out at 9 o'clock. And as always, check out friend of the show, John's Comics with Kids, Saturday mornings with his kids, and his X-Men Omnibus show every Tuesday night, and Rod the Rican, Just the Rican, and his comics on Sundays at, I believe, 4 o'clock for the community shout-out show. Take care, everybody. Thank you, and goodbye.